Now here's what I know. All of you didn't have a good mother. But if you didn't have a mother, you wouldn't be here. Jeremy, you got something for us? Bear with us. We're learning a lot of new things today.
For the praying moms who don't always know what to do, but always know who to talk to. For the hurting moms who've loved and lost, but never given up. For those who never got called mom, but who cared for us all like a mom would. For the young moms who became moms sooner than expected and gave it all they had. For the single moms who tirelessly and courageously learned how to do this on their own. For the stepmoms, foster moms, and adoptive moms who rose to the occasion and loved us well. For all the mother figures who opened up their hearts and their homes again and again. Thank you for teaching us how to walk, how to learn, and how to make a difference. For taking care of us when you barely had enough time to take care of yourself. For comforting us when we felt alone and afraid. For lifting us up when others put us down. For the rides, the meals, the laundry, and the birthday parties. For the years, tears, laughter, and love. It's not enough, but we want to say thank you.
We're going to celebrate Mother's Day in a little bit different way today. We're going to ask you to come up and talk on the microphone. And just maybe you say what your mother taught you. You know, I don't know what you're going to say. You know, let it be led by God, what you're going to say. You know, like I say, all of us didn't have good mothers. But I still wouldn't be here without her. So I'm thankful for her. So we're going to kind of pause in between the training. And when I say we needed someone else to speak, take time, come up here, and we're going to do that. You know, before we get started, I got to say our ministry team that works here have been above and beyond. For those of you who are on Facebook, it's like I don't know which camera to look at now. and what they kind of do, they just change the camera to look at me, I guess. I don't know. But we're really trying to make it a better experience so we can spread it around the world. And just none of us have experience running this new technology, but we thank God for the opportunity and the privilege. So today we're going to, most of you have known the redhead, and we're maybe some communication problems. Carter thought we was going to ride today, but I don't want a lot of excitement in the round pen taken away from the Mother's Day testimonies. So one of the things that I learned in horse training, the first time, people, I learned the old school way. You snub him up to another horse and get on him. But the new way, they got what they call driving reins. Now, for those of you, the best way to illustrate that is if somebody was sitting on a wagon driving them. That's basically what it is, but you do it from the ground instead of a wagon. And the first time I learned that, I was like so excited. And I overboarded it. I had long enough reins. I could stand in the middle. I could walk, trot, lope, turn him either direction, stop, tuck his head back up. This horse was trained better than probably 50% of the horses. But when I climbed up on the saddle and he looked up and saw me, he tried to bug me off. Because horses don't like anything above them. In the wild, that's where big cats jump out. They just don't like, that's one of their no zones. So what we're going to do today, Tegan's going to teach it to come up to the fence. She's going to sit on top of the fence and teach it to come to her. Now, this would be a good method, and there's different ways of teaching it. Tegan asked me, which way do you want me to use? I said, whichever one you and the horse do the best with. because sometimes one works better. But anyhow, it's the same principle if you want to teach one to come to a mounting block. But what we're trying to do is get it to come to her while she's high, to get it used to somebody being above her. That's the whole principle, is getting it used to somebody being in the saddle. So what are your thoughts, Tegan?
So my thoughts are, I'm probably going to start with the stick and string and try to throw the rope over the other side of her and encourage her over that way. But I don't even know that we've played with her moving off the pressure of the stick and string.
We haven't.
So we have to hopefully
Start somewhere.
Yeah, we got to start somewhere. So I got to see if she'll even move off the pressure of the stick and string before I can ask her to do it the opposite way.
Yeah. You know, and there's a lot of different methods to this. I mean, she thinks she wants to stick and string. I've seen some people just take a stick and they just pat on the other side until they move. You just keep patting until they, and they guess the wrong answer. So we're going to start off on the ground, and when you get up on the fence, we may have our first contestant.
All right.
So you be thinking about what you're going to say, and we have tissues for those who want to cry.
Have you even played with her with the stick and string?
I haven't.
Okay.
I don't think. Where's Carter? Have you ever played with her with stick and string? A little bit. That's all part of training, you know. She's gentle. There's a lot of things she does not know, and we're just trying to teach her that.
So
Curiosity, yeah.
the first thing is I just want to make sure she's not scared of my tools. If they're scared of them, they're not thinking, and if I can't get her thinking, she's not going to do what I am trying to ask her to do. She'll just be reacting. So I just want to make sure she's not scared of it. And she's very curious, very nosy horse, which can be very beneficial and very obnoxious all at the same time, depending on the moment. So what I'm going to do, I need her to be able to move this right hip off the pressure of the stick, because when I get up on the fence, I'm going to want to be on her left side, and I need her to move the right hip off the pressure when I throw it over her. So I'm just going to see, do you have any concept of this, which she clearly doesn't. There.
That's how simple horse training is. Uses little pressure. Just keep at it until they move. When they move, you take the pressure away.
And so you guys can kind of have an understanding of my long-term goal for this. My long-term goal is when I get up on the fence, I'm going to want to be able to throw this over her, and the string may tickle her into moving over depending on how far away from me she's gone. If she's close enough for me to be able to reach and tap like this, that's my goal. But if she gets far enough away, hopefully the string can tickle her into figuring out the right answer. I also have the lunge whip out here for the same reason, because it's a little longer. But if she doesn't understand this, doing this method up on the fence isn't going to do anything.
It just reminded me, I saw a demonstration that they did. I don't remember who, it was a lady trainer, I don't remember her name. But when she taught this, Tegan, and we haven't talked about this, she got up on the fence with the horse facing her straight. And then she took her stick and would pat that way or that way and make it come to her.
That's cool.
And it worked really fast. I was impressed.
Well, and she may be one that does better with the lead rope method, which the lead rope method is pretty much when I'm up on the fence, I'll just put a lot of pressure on her face and on the halter until she starts moving her feet. And when she starts moving them in the right direction, I quit with the pressure.
One of the things I'm going to say up front is gentle horses, it normally takes more pressure to get them to move. You take those horses that you can't get them to be still, it makes trainers look really good because it's easy to get them to move. And this might be, this horse, it just takes it.
Yeah.
It's desensitized in a good way, but there's times when it's got to be sensitized to the pressure we're adding.
And she's incredibly smart, so once she understands, she'll pick it up. But as Skipper said, she just doesn't care about a whole lot of pressure most days. So I don't want her backing up. I don't want her backing up, because if I'm on the fence, she's just going to be backing away from me. There. And I'll take the forward. I would rather the forward than the backup. Obviously, I would prefer her to just move over. But anytime I'm working with a horse, unless I'm specifically telling them to back up, I want forward over backup. Because when you first get on a horse, one of the hardest things to teach young horses is to go forward. And without forward, you can get in a lot of trouble.
One of the things that I learned as a trainer many years ago of riding horses that had never been rode. I mean, I got horses brought to me that never had a halter on them. They load them like a cow and bring them to you, or maybe their halter broke. But what happens when we get on them the first time, as a rider, your natural instinct is to kick. They don't know what that means. So you start kicking or even just squeezing, and the first thing it does is their ears pin back because they don't know the communication. So what we're trying to do, what I learned to do, is when I'm working them on the ground, when I want them to go, I cluck. So then when I got on them, they knew cluck meant go. Well, I could cluck and then just squeeze a little bit. But I also learned the first step I want them to take is a turn. It ain't straight. I want that nose to where if they go to bucking, I already want a little bit of that nose so I can bring it up to me if they go to bucking. Of course, here you want to see them buck, and Carter's riding them first, so we'll just see.
So this is a bit more of a test because we've kind of made it very obvious to her that she's never supposed to move her body towards us. So she's guessing. She's like, I have to move, but I'm going to get in trouble if I move towards you. So you know what? Forward and backward didn't work, so I think I'm just going to take it. There.
Oh.
Good.
Yep.
And I know her ears went back. She got kind of ticked at that.
How long a break you giving?
That one was a little bit rougher for her, so I'm going to give her a minute.
Okay. Well, I don't want to start off. It's Mother's Day. I just want to read to you in Proverbs 31:24. She makes linen garments and sells them, and supplies the merchants with sashes. She is clothed with strength and dignity. She can laugh at the days to come. She speaks with wisdom and faithful instruction to her tongue. She watches over the affairs of her household and does not eat the bread of idleness. Her children arise and call her blessed. Her husband also, and he praises her. Many women do noble things, but you suppress them all. Charm is deceptive and beauty is fleeting, but a woman who fears the Lord is to be praised.
So I'm always going to start by rubbing because I don't want her thinking that every time this stick gets raised, she's going to get essentially beaten. Well, she's starting earlier. She's trying to figure it out. So that's the first time she started moving her feet that quickly. Now, yeah, they're the wrong direction, but she's at least really trying here. She's getting frustrated.
Yeah.
Good girl.
You would think that she was a boy because she's a slow learner.
She's stubborn.
Do we have anybody who would like to come to the mic and give just a little bit of anything? It does not surprise me that Beverly would be first because I knew her mother. Just pull it down.
mom taught me.
Is this turned on? Is this mic on?
I can't see it, Skipper.
Okay, it's on.
Okay. So, some of you knew my mom, and she was an extraordinary person. And not just because I'm biased, but anybody who knew her knew that. And why was she extraordinary? It was because she loved the Lord with all of her heart. He was her absolute best friend. And she taught me to trust in him with all of my heart. It took me a really long time to get there. I wish I had listened to her a whole lot more, a whole lot sooner. But all of you who know the Lord, you're going to get to meet her one day. She's in heaven now. And she just taught me everything, and she lived her faith. A lot of people talk about their faith, say they believe in the Lord, but my mom actually lived it every single day in front of every single person. So that was my mom.
It was her mom. We speak of her often. I don't remember how old she was, but I remember when we were at the fairgrounds, she was really, really, really skinny, and she was always cold. So we just put her by an electrical outlet and put an electric blanket on her. You know, but everywhere she went, people would say, that's the most godly woman I know. I mean, that's how she came about. Okay, Tegan.
So she gets bored really quick, so we're going to just kind of go straight to seeing if she can figure out what we just put into practice. We've never gotten above her, have we?
No.
All right.
Horses see out of both eyes separately, and they actually say, you know, just buy one horse and you train both sides, because they absolutely see separately with their eyeballs. So what you do on one side, you kind of have to do on the other. We kind of dominate this side because this is a side that people spend about 80% of their time, and that's where 95% of the people get on from this side. So horses are not naturally as good on the other side just because we don't spend as much time there.
So you'll notice, you probably can't see as well from your angle, I'm sitting more at her head than her back. I'm okay with that when starting out because that's where I was on the ground. It's just the baby steps, building the foundation. At this point, I just want her to move her rear end towards me. And then once she's solid with that, then we'll start working on getting me closer to where the saddle is.
And horses naturally move into pressure. That's going to be their first response. When somebody pushes on you, you push back. I mean, that's their natural response. So this is common.
Yeah, this is very common. It's one reason why it's really helpful to have them solidly moving off the stick before you ever try this. And I mean, we just started that today, so she's not solid with that yet. The other thing is we're asking her to move up to a fence, up to a human that's above her. She's not scared of humans, but she hasn't been put in this position. And even horses that are good, solid riding horses, they struggle with this exercise because it's just not something we do. One thing that can help if you have the ability to is to have another panel kind of crossed out right here so they can't swing all the way around. We don't have that, not going to worry about it.
We can make it happen.
No, she already came back over. So yes, we are not even as close as where we started, but the moment she took a step the right direction, I quit asking. That's how she's going to learn. It's not about getting her all the way up to the panel right now. It's about teaching her that this cue means move your hind end over the direction I'm looking for.
Looking for one step.
Just one step.
In the right direction.
Yep. There.
All right, who we got? Who's the next one on the microphone? Just, it's on a flex boom, just pick the mic up.
Well, none of you people here knew my mother, because we're from Michigan. My earliest memories of her, first I should tell you that she was a preacher's daughter. We went to church anytime the church was open. A lot of times we were there before it was open. We didn't leave till the last ones. So that it was just a practice. But my earliest memory, we had moved from Midland to Remus, and my dad didn't go to church, but Mom says we're going. And it had snowed, and there was a lot of snow. We didn't have a car that she thought could go through it. But my uncle, my dad's brother, just lived less than a half mile away. She called him. He brought his pickup to us. It was an old International with a wooden frame on the back, and there was a hole in the floorboard. We went to church. Snow was coming up through the floorboard, but we made it to church. And I saw a posting on Facebook this morning, and it was my second cousin posted it. I don't know if anybody saw this. I wanted to read it because it means a lot to me, because I have the memories. My mother passed in 2018. She had 4 different bouts of cancer, and the last one was pancreatic. So anyway, mothers never die. You may have never lost your mother, though you've said your last goodbyes. There are heartbreak in the parting. No one's mother really dies. If you love her, you hear the old songs for memories, and I used to sing with her. For memories they bring. It's because you had a mother who had taught your heart to sing. If you stop to help a neighbor, search your heart and you will find it's because you had a mother who taught you to be kind. If you go to church when you're weary, seeking God to guide your way, it's because you had a mother who taught you how to pray. No, you never lost your mother. Though you've said your goodbyes through your thoughts and deeds, she's living. No one's mother really dies.
Amen. How we doing over here?
We're good. She started to get a little bit bored, common for her, so I just had her back up a bit. So this just adds an extra element of training that she needs to walk up to me, give to the pressure of the lead rope to come forward first, which she almost always argues with anyways. She needs more of that. Yep, come up here. There you go, good. And again, I'm gonna rub again. I don't ever want this stick to be just a nasty, evil thing. There we go.
Look here. We're getting faster.
Yes. And so one thing that I really look for, and this is something that can help the timing be a little bit faster, is typically before they move their hind end over, they'll actually turn their head away a little bit and bring their shoulder towards me first. So if I catch that movement, I'll actually stop tapping before the hind end moves, because that's them setting themselves up to move the hind end. Yep, bored little 3-year-old redhead.
Yeah, she got a mouthful of lead rope.
And I'm just gonna get a little heart, yeah, there. So she just started to give me the wrong answer, so I just tapped a little bit harder to say, you know, kind of like a game of hot and cold. She's starting to grasp the concept. And truly, this next opening here, this is always the most difficult. You're asking them to push into the fence, which we've taught them not to do. I don't actually want her to push into the fence, but emotionally, they can kind of feel like that's what they're doing. So these last steps can tend to be the hardest. Helps when she actually focuses on something other than what's in her mouth. There, thank you.
One of the biggest problems in training, Carter, is as soon as you get one step, you want another one, then another one, then another one. Build that one step every time you ask, because that's what training is. You ask for a step, ask for a step, ask for a step, ask for a step. Now, trainers, good trainers do that, and you never see it, but that horse can feel it. It's a release, a little release somewhere, whether it's in their leg or in the bridle rein, that they can feel they're getting a release, so they know they're doing the right thing. But it's really, really big to learn that one step good before you ask for two.
And so I'm just playing with her a little bit while Skipper talks. She gets bored so fast. She's already over here trying to eat the lead rope, trying to eat me, pushing up against the fence, trying to scratch her face. But these are all things here. As you can see, she needs work on this. Give to pressure. She's not giving to pressure. She's just hanging on my hand. There we go. Thank you. That's a whole other training ball game, Carter. She needs to learn to give to pressure. And we keep getting on to Carter for it. It's Carter's dad's horse.
And he's in California.
It's just that Carter's the one that's here. So she's over here rubbing her head on the fence. I'm going to back her up a little. Like I said, I want the forward steps over backwards, but after she gets a little too far forward, I'm going to say, hey, let's bring it back into a little different position where I asked you to be. So there, she decided to go forward instead of give me the right answer, so I blocked with the lead rope, and that's when she started going more sideways. So this truly is a game of you kind of have to know where you want the horse, and you kind of have to know how to block them from going the wrong direction. So when she goes too far forward, my lead rope catches her, and she's already built up the thought of having energy going forward. So when the lead rope catches her, that energy is going to go somewhere. Typically, it's sideways in the wrong direction.
Would it be okay if you put the lead rope on the outside of the fence, or I just don't want her chewing on my lead rope.
Would you like me to put it on the outside?
I would.
You think that's going to stop her?
Well, it'll slow her down. It'll make it a little harder.
She likes the challenge. So there was the front end, and there was the back end. So that was a bit slower, but you notice the front end set the back end up. I had stopped tapping a good second before the back end came over, and the back end still came. So that's where when you really learn how the horse maneuvers their body, your timing can get a lot better because you'll read what they're doing next before they actually do it. Another common thing is for them to actually climb kind of on top of you, which is about where we're going to be here in a moment. So just, make sure that you're balanced on whatever objects you're standing on so they can't push you off of it, because that does tend to happen in this exercise in the learning stages. If she's going to bring her shoulder over, oh, good girl. Most of the time, they'll bring their shoulder over before their hip. She didn't do it that time. That was lovely.
We did a lot of this. Instead of being on the fence getting them to come to us, we rode a broke horse and did a lot of the training while we were up over them and reaching over and all that. Go ahead.
Beverly Hartley, where'd you go? The apple didn't fall far from the tree. I love you, sweet friend. I want to honor my aunt, Annie Luard. She is my mom's sister. She has been there my entire life for me. She is the person that no matter what time of day, what was going on in her life, if I called, she came. Always. I love her so much. I love, honor, and respect her. She's been the pillar of our family. And I don't know what I would have done without her in my life. Just an amazing, amazing woman with the heart the size of Texas. So I hope we all have somebody like that in our lives. And I hope to honor her by being that type of woman that people know they can call, and I will show up. She showed me what unconditional love is. Because trust me, she loved me as a teenager, and a lot of people didn't love me. I was not lovable, and this woman loved me anyway. So she is the heart of Jesus to me.
Yeah, saying, Jeremy, you're next. I knew this was coming. This is our sound man.
And good morning. I lost my mom at a young age, and my Aunt Barbara, I'm just going to say ditto, because you opened your house to me. I was able to come down, and you and Uncle Art helped me continue growing, and you brought me here, and this is the best place in my life. So happy Mother's Day to everybody, and thank you, Aunt Barbara.
He loves you, Barbara.
We're just playing games back here.
Okay.
She already stole my string. I had to get it back from her. So every time she gets a little bit, oh, wow. Okay.
Ooh, look at this.
Yeah, that was awesome. And they will learn that. They'll learn that when you get up, I've got horses that are big enough that we use a mounting block every time we ride, and they'll learn, like, when I get up on that mounting block, it just means get over there. Ah. Who's riding her first?
Carter.
So what you guys didn't see is I shifted just a little bit and she jumped. But so this is also a great way where you can kind of start getting them feeling you above them, around them, on them. And I want to be smoothly rough. So you notice I'm not tiptoeing around doing any of this, but I'm being very smooth. So she's not feeling any jagged movements. I'm not bumping her hard and kicking her, but it's, we got some stuff going on here. And she's going to have to be okay with this. She wants to come bite my foot. Have fun with that when you get on her. I'm glad I'm not going to be the first up.
She is going to bite your foot.
Oh, yeah, she is.
You can count on it when you start riding her.
Yeah, that's one of those where you learn very quickly, have your reins just snug enough that they can't get all the way around and bite. Because she's one I could see her actually latching on.
I'm just going to guess. We've got a couple of red-headed ladies here today. I just want to guess you don't want to make a redhead mad. And she's going to get mad. When you get on her and ask her to do something she don't want to do, she's going to get mad. And that's the first thing they're going to do is try to bite, get rid of it. It's just natural.
But that's good. She let me, swing my leg over her pretty abruptly and pretty hard. And that's something that I know horses that ride that scares them. You got to tiptoe around getting on them because nobody taught them to just let us hop on. So that's something that, she's already not really caring about. All right, I need you closer. Thank you. So now I'm going to get greedy here, which can sometimes really backfire. Nope, that was only forward. I want over too. There you go.
Good. Who's next? Who's speaking?
Okay. I don't usually talk, but I just want to thank my mom for my looks.
Oh!
Because if you know my mom, I look just like her. And I think that you should probably come here so that, yeah. We look the exact same, so thanks for my looks.
Carly, that was priceless.
Now I'm going to say, is in the cowboy world, when you got 1,000 head of cows, every rancher knows you get a good bull.
Okay, my mother taught me to be a giver. She, at 85, was still going and volunteering at the food banks. She never drove. She got on a bus, she went to the food banks and helped them give food away. She opened her house a couple of times. One time, a lady ripped her off. And I said, Mom, what are you going to do? And she said she must have needed it worse than I did. And she wasn't even upset about it. So she taught me to give.
And this is my wife, for those of you who don't see her on camera.
I'm in the back. That's where I like being. Not up here, but anyway. My daddy, he taught me responsibility, maybe even to a fault, because I used to take responsibility for everything, no matter even if I had it or not. But he taught me that, and that is priceless gift that he's left me. But my mama taught me stamina. She taught me stick with it. She taught me don't give up. She taught me don't be soft. She is one of the toughest women I know. I come from quite a line of tough women, but she is an amazing woman at how hard she fights to do the things she needs to do and never give up. She just doesn't have give up in her. She is probably, for her situation, she is an extremely positive person, and that is a huge testimony to me about her and what I need to be emulating as well. And I just love you, Mama, and I don't know what I'll do without her. I hope I don't have to find out anytime soon. So she's my rock. Thank you.
We took Kathy's mom out to eat yesterday for Mother's Day because we knew we'd be here. And I'm not sure how old she is. She's in her 80s, and she lives alone. She can no longer drive. Thank God she don't try to. But she's a tough lady. Tegan, how we doing?
We're doing good. Trying to keep her a little farther away from me when we're talking, because otherwise I'm getting chewed on. But so one of the things that we just had to go through was, in order to get her farther away from me, I kind of started tapping her belly on this side to push her away. And her first instinct was to come to me. She's like, oh, the right answer is come to you, right? Well, I mean, she just figured out, when I do this, everything that happens goes away. Well, so now she has to start learning the different cues. So, Carter, be aware, when you first put a leg on her, she may try to kick your foot, because she definitely swished her tail and she didn't kick, but it was there. Par for the course with this one. She's probably going to argue most things that you ask her to do, unless it's what she wants to do. So I'm going to ask her to come forward.
Oh, look at this.
Good. So this is the first time I've added a cluck. Okay. There, good girl. So the reason I'm adding the cluck right now, and I probably should have done it sooner, because eventually we'd like to be able to just hold our arm out and say, come over. And if she doesn't, I need to have some sort of pressure to add to her that says, hey, this is what I'm asking. And if she understands that the cluck moves your feet, means move your feet, and the arm means come over, then come over, and then the cluck says move your feet, it helps. She gets so bored. So I'm just going to say, hey, can you get away from me, please? Can you get away from me, please? Can you get away from me, please? And there's the tail swish. There's the backup. There's the I don't like. There's the finally, let me do this.
Next. Who's got something to say?
My father came from the School of Hard Knocks. He had a high school diploma. My mother was highly educated, master's degree, highly respected in her field. But what she taught me is, when you come home, you're coming home to a Christ-centered house. And your husband is the head of the household. And as a family unit, you make decisions: God, family, community. Which was great, but it really stunk, because I didn't find my husband until I was 41, because she set the standard so high as to what the expectation was in our household. And I love her so much for that.
I've got something I can say.
What?
So I have a lot to thank my mom for. Knowing Christ would be the absolute biggest one, because she's the one that led me to Christ. I think I was like 4 years old, and I actually still remember in our living room kneeling in front of the TV. Can't remember anything else from my 4-year-old year, but I do remember that. But I know there's a lot of times that our moms feel like they haven't done enough in life, like they're just not important. And bringing someone to Christ, and then that person potentially touching other people, that's the biggest thing you could ever do.
Wow. Yeah. Anybody else? Kathy's teaching me there's power in silence. Give us one more, Tegan.
All right. So she's getting over here bored, and I remembered, actually Skipper reminded me, there's a verse out there that God says, "Come to me, all you who are weary and heavy burdened, and I will give you rest." And she's out there just kind of annoyed with the world. She hadn't seen this stick over her head yet either. There you go, good girl. And notice I'm not pulling on her face right now either, so this is all completely new. Good girl.
Oh, look here.
There you go. And when she comes up here, she gets a lot of loving, a lot of rest, a lot of peace. She's in a position she can look out to where she really wants to look. She's not getting in trouble for it. She can just kind of be herself right here and rest. And that's what God wants from us, is just come to him, be with him, and rest in his arms.
This has really been a good training session for her, to go through things she didn't understand and she didn't want to do. That fits all of us. Sometimes God is asking us, you don't have to understand. Just do what I've asked you to do. That's what it's all about, is that father figure. You don't have to understand it, just obey me. I'm going to change this up just a little bit because of the importance of it. Tegan led into it. There's mothers. There's mothers who give birth to 1, 2, 3. Okay, since I'm about to cry, I'm going to make this funny for a little bit. Do you know how the greatest number of children by one mother? Anybody want to guess? I can't hear you. I don't have my hearing aids in. I actually, don't hold this against me. I left all of my church notes at home, including this one, or I would tell you her name. But I do remember she had 69. Now, there was never one of them at the time. She was having gobs of them. And it was a long time ago before, I don't know. But it's in the Guinness World Record. Can you imagine having 69 kids? Whew. So now that I got my composure back a little bit, there's a lot of mothers that have given birth to 1 or 69. But there's a lot that maybe have given birth to no one. But they have been a spiritual mother to many. There's a lot of women who all of their friends call them mother, mama. Kathy's got 2 that works for her. They call her. Did you get a Mother's Day card from them? You got a text, okay. But if you got someone that is a mother, a lady, not a mother, a spiritual mother, somebody that has touched you spiritually, just as she said her mother touched her spiritually. Let's do a testimony, because those women are important. Those are the women that the Bible's talking about that lead the family, lead everyone else, set the example for all to follow. So if somebody would give us a testimony about some woman in their life that is their spiritual leader. I'm waiting. Huh?
Well, I was going to jump in, but since Aaron's already walking, I'll wait.
So my biological mom passed away when I was 4. And I got a really bad taste from when my dad remarried for the first time. The second time has been the biggest blessing, because though that she didn't give birth to me, she told me I was still a blessing, that I was a child who was gifted by God. She led me to Christ. My mom, Stephanie, back there, love you. But with her bringing me to church, I learned that there's more than one mom. I give out to Mary Luke, who isn't here, to Miss Kathy, Miss Debbie, and there's tons more. And I'm very grateful for each one of y'all who are like mama hens that come and take the younger people. So I thank you and happy Mother's Day.
All right, Tegan, what do you got?
To add to what Aaron said, you know, we've got a lot of moms here that may or may not even know that we look to them that way. I think some of them know that and some of them don't. But one that stands out huge for me is Debbie. She walked me through a very difficult healing that I had to go through years ago. And without her, I don't think I would be as whole as I am. And that means a lot. Not to mention everything else she's done for me.
Yeah. I got it's not necessarily a mother story, but it is a children's story that first time I heard it, I didn't agree with it. So listen up. This man that I kind of knew of him, very prominent man in our county, in Hardy County. He said, if you want advice with your children about how to parent, ask someone who does not have any. Now I'm like, first time I heard that, that's stupid. Because you don't know what parents go through until you got strong-willed children. But as I grew and I matured, I learned what he was saying. They don't get emotionally attached. They do what's right and what's wrong. Because so many times, whether it's our personality or not, it's the old poor baby, and we let them get away with things we shouldn't let them get away with. But the people who do not have children tend to take the emotions out of it and do what's right and wrong. And there is a lot of truth to that, because I've seen in my life that, you know, how you, whether you feel sorry for them or you do something to get them to love you more or whatever. But black and white is a better training technique. Come on.
Well, you told me only one more time. Putting all my tools down.
That's not exactly what I meant.
Okay. All right. Don't knock me off the fence, please. She's thinking. Remember, the cluck is a new cue. I'm gonna be greedy. I need more. Oh, she's getting frustrated. There, I can get on that. And one thing I will say to people, if you have a hard time keeping your horse still when you get on, especially if you're using a mounting block, this can actually give them something to do instead of having to use kind of a correction punishment with the flexing and that sort of thing. This can give them something that tells them, hey, this is what I need you to do. And they actually will go, oh, I know what you want. And they'll do this instead of you constantly battling with a flex. So there are some horses that this actually will help teach them to stand still at the block versus having to kind of punish and correct the movement. You show them what to do, and they really enjoy that.
In my mind, a smart horse. I've never saw it as a bad thing when a horse guesses the wrong thing, and then you correct them and they guess a different wrong thing. And the pressure doesn't go away and they guess a different wrong. Because every time you correct a different wrong answer, they're getting closer to the right answer, if that makes sense. I mean, 2 + 2, you know, there's only one right answer, but how many wrong answers can you give? But to me, a smart horse is when he does the same wrong thing over and over and over and doesn't learn from his wrong. Now, I'm going to tell you that I think in general, people, me, my personality, we learn from pain, and if it costs you a lot of money. You make a mistake that costs you $10,000 and you try not to make that mistake again. You make a mistake that gets you hurt, you try not to make that mistake again. I was a very slow learner, just saying, because pain didn't train me very well. I just kept getting on those crazy things. But that's my definition of a smart horse. They kind of pick it up. They don't. It's not that they learn faster, but it's that they don't continue doing the same wrong thing. I can't tell you how many times I quit drinking and went and got drunk again. I kept doing the same wrong thing over and over and over again. So thank goodness that was a long time ago. Let's see how much time we got. We got 6 minutes. Give us one more, Tegan. Come on up. A big cluck and a big wave, and she's going to come over. I really love the cluck. Cluck means go. Somewhere, go.
And alley-oop.
I think you ought to just hop on.
Come on. I'm not that crazy. She's already trying to bite my foot.
Just give her a break. She just got married, you know? Like, she doesn't need any broken bones yet.
Yet. I'm quite happy with how she's doing. She's picked this up really quick. She really wants to do the right thing 80% of the time. But she's content doing this, and as soon as I actually brought her forward, she was already kind of positioning her body to come to the fence before I really started asking. So I like that. She's just bored and mouthy, and this is too easy.
One of the things in my cowboy world, especially in the early days, and we did a lot of things wrong, and I've watched different people saddle horses the first time, and if you've ever been around it, boy, I've seen them, you know, they take that, we call the off stirrup. That's the stirrup that you're going to throw over. They take it, and they pull it over the saddle, and they pull their girth over the saddle, and they pull everything over, and it's like they tiptoe up to them with the saddle, and you gently get it up there, and if that stirrup happens to fall off, they run over you because they're not used to you being here and something slapping them over there. So that's why, I mean, I loved you putting your leg on the other side. The horses I trained, I mean, I took my time to train them. But I literally took that saddle and I didn't throw it on their back, but I threw it over them so that stirrup would come down and whack them and then be okay with it. I wanted to expose them of things that was more than what I was going to expose them to when I get on. Because I've seen so many horses, the first time you get on them, they're good until that leg gets on the other side. And then you can't find a stirrup. They're already moving. So I think this is a very crucial thing on starting horses the right way, of getting them used to being over you, and legs being over and all of that. I think next week we'll put the tall panels up in saddle and see where we go from that. But we want to thank you for letting us use the redhead. I really like her. And she's actually tucked this better today than I expected, because she's so gentle and she doesn't know a whole lot about give to pressure, not to pressure, but she's working on it real good. But, you know, I'm just going to, Kathy, is our live stream working today?
Yes, it is, and the picture seems great. Had some good comments. People are interacting. Still not getting out there very much. We need people to share our videos and go and like our page and do those things. You know, follow us, that kind of stuff, and share this with others so that we can get the word out.
I mean, our whole deal is to spread the good news and the power to live it. And this has been a big step for us to spreading that beyond this building. If you can see, we got a camera over here that actually will follow the trainer wherever the trainer goes automatically. We got a camera in the back for close-up shots, but we're really excited about what God is doing through Cowboy-up Ministry. But how much it spreads depends on you. You know, now, some people there's some people that are secret Facebook people. They look at it, but they don't type anything. But if you could share our videos to any groups that you're in, that's how it magnifies. If you share it to one person, you shared it to one person. But if you share it to a group that has 1,000 people in it, because what we're trying to do is spread the gospel of Jesus Christ. Now, we haven't done a whole lot of Bible reading today, But that don't mean God wasn't here, because God created us in his image. And for those of you who don't know, those purple ear tags, each one of them has a name and a date that somebody got baptized while we've been at this location. And we're about spreading the good news. But today, God created mothers, and I wanted it to be about you. So let's pray. Father God, we thank you that you created us. You created mothers, and Lord, some of us were not good children. Some of them were not good mothers. But you are a great Father. And when we learn to call you Father God, and we learn to seek your face, to draw near to you, life goes so much easier. Lord, we just thank you in advance for what you're going to do in our lives and how you're going to train us. And we just thank you for mothers today, and we ask a blessing on each and every one of them. In Jesus' name, amen. Now, before you leave, if you are a mother, raise your hand. We have a gift for you. If you all just remain seated for just a little bit, we've got a gift. I guess this is why they had me practice teaching yesterday. Yes. You got something? Oh, I thought you was waving me down. Aaron, come start in the front so people can see you doing something. They don't think, what's happening, what's happening, what's happening? Now, I'm gonna guess, as normal, we want to thank Debbie for getting all of it, that you can, everybody gets two? Everybody gets two, you keep one, give one away. Everybody gets two, you keep one, giving one away. I don't care if you give it to your spiritual mother, but we just want to recognize the power of women. We would not be here if we didn't have a mother, and you get them. Kathy, let's go ahead and cut our Facebook feed. We want to thank you, Facebook. All right. Man, it's good. It's good to see you.